let me go ahead and walk you through how raised letters handles some of the basics, such as saving different versions of your draft, branches, etc. Um, as you might notice, there is actually no save button here. And the way this works is if you're working on your manuscript, so for example, this is my change, 2 seconds after your last keystroke, you just saw it just flash saving right there, we're gonna save your, anything you've just done, that's gonna be saved back to the server. So you don't have to worry about hitting save button at all. If you accidentally refresh the page or hit the back button or whatever, you can go ahead and you'll reload it. I'll just show you right now. It'll just take a second to load raised letters because there's a lot of data there. Okay, and you see this is my change. It's still there. Let's say, for example, you want to kind of save your current state, everything as is, and then maybe make some big changes. Or for example, let's say you do a big editing session and you want to go back to your previous editing session. Maybe you took it in the branch in a direction you didn't want to go, and you just want to kind of go back to like the previous days of the previous editing session. And so that's where we have this tab here, versions, and there's kind of two things going on here within versions. So there's a checkpoint and then there's a new thread. So a checkpoint, for example, here I have two checkpoints. I have first checkpoint and I have new beginnings. These are I just made these up arbitrarily. You can name them whatever you want. I would suggest naming them something that is going to be easy for you to understand what you did at each checkpoint. But let's say, for example, I want to make a big change to the bar. This is my big change. And now I want to make this change, but I want to keep my old change there, and I want to be able to go back to it if I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say create a new checkpoint, and I will say this is my big change. I'll save that. Now, this is going to basically a new checkpoint, with my big change in there. So this is my big change. Here it is. Now, if I want to go back to a previous checkpoint, so let's say, for example, I want to go back to new beginnings, I can hit restore here. And that takes a minute because that's to reload everything. And you can see that the big change is now gone. And if I'm like, okay, actually I did prefer that, then I can, click back to this is my big change, and then it'll put you back into this is my big change. Okay, so that's basically checkpoint. Now, in addition to checkpoints, we also have this function called threads. So what threads is basically, let's say, for example, you're working on something, I have this chapter 80 here, or maybe I have like the whole finale, and you know what, I like this finale, but it went one direction, and I want to explore going in a different direction. And so what you can do with that is, okay, so let's say I want to go in a different direction, you can create a thread. So going a different direction. And these are just conveniences that help you locate each of your threads. So I'll go ahead and hit save. Okay, and so now I have a new thread going in a different direction, and I can go ahead and work on this thread, make all my changes, wherever it is, alternate ending. Maybe you have a different love story, or you just want to explore something different. You can explore that on that thread. And then, if you like it, great, you can just keep going on that thread. Or if you don't like it, you can revert back to your main checkpoints. And the reason why we distinguish between threads and checkpoints, because oftentimes I found I would go ahead and let characters kind of play out a scenario. And I liked it. I had some good writing, and I want to keep that. But it's not actually, it's not totally what I was going for. So I'll go back to my main thread. I'll try to incorporate some of what I learned in in this kind of side thread. But I just would wanted to kind of preserve each one of those things so I could kind of bounce around. And that's essentially the idea behind checkpoints and threads. and how we handle saving, different versions of your manuscript in raised letters.